Okay.
I'm Angel Monroe.
Emma Ford.
Seda Ford.
Kirk Monroe.
Arsenio Gardner.
Stephanie Cutler.
Brian Cutler.
Catherine Cooper.
Good afternoon. I'd like to see a show of hands. Who here knows of someone, whether directly or indirectly, that has cancer? What about type 2 diabetes? Now what about alcoholism? Okay, so most of you know someone who has alcoholism. Some of them may even surprise you. He or she could be a relative, a close friend. It could even be your pastor, a teacher, a doctor, or Olympic athlete. And that's the reality of amongst growing a number of people. Just as cancer and diabetes were declared diseases by the American Medical Association, so was alcoholism over 50 years ago. Yet still in today's society, alcoholism continues to be widely misunderstood due to the social bias attached to it. This bias is that many people believe that alcoholism is not a disease and instead merely a choice. However, by definition, a disease is classified as a disorder of structure or function in a human, animal, or plant, especially one that produces specific signs or symptoms or that affects a specific location and is not simply a direct result of a physical injury. So what is alcoholism? The sad truth is that alcoholism is a disorder of the brain with many contributing factors. It is defined by the AMA as a primary chronic disease with genetic, psychosocial, and environmental factors influencing its development and manifestations. Alcoholism is a physical dependency on alcohol. In extreme cases, the body needs it in order to function. It is a progressive disease, meaning its symptoms develop gradually over time, as well as become more severe as the alcoholic continues excessively drinking. According to the Mayo Clinic, some of the symptoms a person with an addiction to alcohol may experience can be extreme difficult controlling their drinking, being preoccupied with thoughts of alcohol, having intense cravings, irritability, depression, anxiety, engage in risky behavior, and isolate. They may continue to drink despite knowing it is causing problems at home, school, work, or their finances. They may get divorced, lose their job, or become homeless. As the severity of symptoms increases, many alcoholics build up a tolerance to the amount of alcohol they ingest, and more is required to achieve the same effect. They become increasingly irritable and may start to show signs of serious health issues, such as pancreatitis, liver failure, and vomiting blood. Despite it all, they continue to drink, knowing the consequences. The overwhelming compulsion to drink is often too strong for the alcoholic to fight. Most alcoholics would never choose to live the kind of life that is filled with so many consequences, physical and emotional pain, thus proving there is more to addiction than actually meets the eye. In March of 2015, I attended a lecture at HGTC given by Dr. Kevin McCauley on the topic of the disease of alcoholism. In his lecture, he referenced many clinical studies that have been done on mice that reveal how easily they become addicted to drugs. In the studies, the scientists would attach 2 water bottles to each cage. One bottle contained fresh water, and the other bottle contained water mixed with drugs. They observed that the mice were continuously drinking from the bottle with the drugs instead of the bottle with the fresh water. After a short period of time, the scientists introduced a shock plate to the floor of the cage. If the mice drank from the bottle with the drugs, they would receive a painful shock. Now, despite the painful consequence, the mice continued to drink from the bottle with drugs, even though the fresh water was still available to them. That's interesting, right? Mm-hmm. So many wonder if alcoholism isn't a choice, then what exactly is the root cause? There are actually many contributing factors, the most prevalent being genetics, family history, mental illness, brain abnormalities, childhood physical or sexual abuse, mental trauma, and environmental influences. However, it helps to know a little bit about how the brain normally functions when trying to determine the possible reason a person may be an alcoholic. For instance, the central nervous system includes the brain and the spinal cord, and it serves as the main processing center for the entire body. Here it is that natural chemicals are produced that send messages to the rest of the brain and to the body through the assistance of cells called neurons. The human brain contains approximately 100 billion of these neurons that communicate with each other. Neurons communicate with chemical messengers called neurotransmitters, with each forming an electrical signal. When this happens, different parts of the brain can talk to each other and work together to send messages to the rest of the body. According to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, alcohol is considered a chemical drug. It produces a chemical reaction in the brain. However, when an alcohol abuser becomes chemically dependent upon the alcohol, that is when the naturally occurring chemicals are thrown way off balance and can cause damage to the brain. The damage sustained by the brain of an alcoholic has a high potential to become a very serious health condition. It hijacks the activity of certain neurotransmitters and alters them to unstable amounts. Alcohol causes these neurotransmitters, such as GABA, glutamate, serotonin, and dopamine, to respond with excitation. These imbalances in the action of neurotransmitters can result in seizures, sedation, chronic depression, agitation, and other mood behaviors. Additionally, dopamine, known as the emotional reward center of the brain, has the potential to diminish with extended alcohol use. This impairment of the brain's receptors could cause a person to continuously chase the high that alcohol temporarily provides, by this increasing their alcohol consumption even more. It's a double-edged sword. And due to the neurotoxic effects of alcohol, other damages to our gray matter include brain atrophy, which is shrinkage of the brain, as seen in this photo. This is a picture of a normal 43-year-old and the alcoholic brain of a 43-year-old. And you can plainly see how there's definite shrinkage in the alcoholic's brain than in the non-alcoholic's brain. Significant damage can also occur to the frontal lobes, impairing important cognitive functions, causing severe memory loss, and disrupting emotional behavior. An alcoholic may develop severe vitamin deficiencies and dementia. Some damages can heal on their own if long-term sobriety is achieved. However, if the damage is extensive, then some will not. When an alcoholic suddenly stops drinking, the withdrawal symptoms are likely to occur. According to the University of Maryland Medical Center, the inhibition of brain activity caused by alcohol is abruptly reversed. Stress hormones are overproduced, and the central nervous system becomes overexcited. Common withdrawal symptoms include anxiety, irritability, nausea, vomiting, sweating, agitation, sleep disturbance, aggressive behavior, fever, rapid heartbeat, changes in blood pressure, mental disturbances, seizures, delirium tremens, also known as DT, and described as hallucinations, confusion, and severe agitation. It is vitally important for an alcoholic to be under the care of a physician while trying to withdraw from alcohol, since the symptoms have the potential to be so severe, it can be a life or death situation and should not be handled alone. So have you ever asked yourself how one person can limit their consumption of alcohol while another cannot? When I meet with friends for dinner, I can easily say no to more than one glass of wine. However, for an alcoholic, just the first sip causes a reaction in the brain that makes it virtually impossible to stop until they've passed out. Even the mere sight of a bottle of beer or liquor can be enough to induce extreme cravings that are too strong to control. So this I ask you, do you judge those that have developed type 2 diabetes caused by overeating and obesity? Do you feel compassion for a person dying of lung cancer because they smoked cigarettes for years? An alcoholic is suffering a near disease too. With its ability to alter brain chemistry and body function and cause physical changes to many areas of the brain, chronic alcohol abuse is dangerous and often fatal. As a society, we need to raise awareness in the real struggles that alcoholics face. They are enslaved by their disease as a result of those brain changes. They are dying inside and no more want to be an alcoholic than you want them to be. Addiction isn't pretty. I urge you to look past their outward appearance, look past the labels that society has placed on alcoholics, and instead see the human inside that is suffering. Alcoholics are still human, who are created by God. They don't deserve to be disregarded, ridiculed, or punished. What they do deserve is the same as everyone else with a disease: love, compassion, understanding, and treatment. Thank you. Roll call.
Emma Ford,
Seda Ford.
Kirk Monroe.
Arsenio Gardner.
Stephanie Cutler.
Brian Cutler.
Catherine Cooper.
Thank you.